Hello everyone, welcome back to this workshop, to this voice modulation workshop. My name is Savvy and today I hope to teach you how you can feminize your voice, masculinize your voice, or really bring it to any place you want. So today I just learned that my image host for the new slides is down, so we are back to using Imager, which might be locked out for some of you who are in the UK due to laws being changed and all that stuff. So this should be only temporary. By the next workshop, these slides should be back up and running. We'll have to find a different host. But yes, for now, you will have to either go off of the Twitch stream or go off of, well, like the Discord stream. All right, without any further ado, let's get started. So, first and foremost, something I should be mentioning and letting you know about is that a voice is quite fickle and quite fragile. The vocal health is really important when it comes to being able to practice it for a long period of time, so be sure to hydrate yourself properly before doing any voice work. That means drink water at least 10 to 15 minutes before doing any voice work. Now, with that being said, certain medications such as spironolactone is known to be like dehydrating to the body. So of course, don't stop taking that medicine. You take it for a good reason, especially for HRT. You might have other medications that might have the same effect. Don't stop taking those, please, but maybe try to work around it. If you take that medication in the evening, prefer doing the voice work in the morning and in the afternoon, and vice versa. Just try to work around it. At the end of the day, it's not the end of the world if you have something that dehydrates your body and thus your voice a little bit. Just be sure to be conscious of this, that it might limit your practice time a little bit. And as long as you listen to your body and to its capabilities, you should be more than fine. Now, with that being said, you also want to be warming up your voice. So typically doing something that we call softies, SOVTEs. It stands for semi-occluded vocal tract exercises. They're basically just sounds such as like a lip trill. And whilst they might sound silly, they allow us to use our voices and to warm up our voices in a way that is easier on the vocal folds and thus allows us to do some voice work on longer time. So, with that being said, because we're a bit short on time, I'm going to directly jump into what a voice is about and what exactly we are working with. So, what is voice? We like to use the power source filter model to describe voice into three main categories. Very simply, we have the lungs, which are going to deliver the air, and that air will move up this tube called the trachea and reach what we call the source. Well, rather, will reach what we call the voice box. We also call this the larynx. It has many names. And basically within it, you'll find little flaps that are called vocal folds. You might call them vocal cords. And those vibrate thanks to the apport of air that we provide from the lungs. And so as the vocal folds vibrate, open and close really quickly, hundreds of times per second for most of it, we get a sound, a source sound. And that sound will then move up into the pharynx, which is like this tube here, and then into the mouth or the nose. And all of this space is the vocal tract. Now, the size and the shape of the vocal tract can be changed by changing the height of the larynx or by changing the shape and posture of the tongue. This is how we are able to form different vowel sounds like a, e, I, o, u. All of these vowel sounds are due to a different position of our tongue and a different shape of our tongue, and also our lips to a certain extent. But all you need to know is that the source sound will get filtered here, and this is where all of the all of the process of that source will be happening. So what happens here is really important, but what is often disregarded when it comes to trans voice practice is the filter. And you might have heard the word resonance been thrown around, and this is what it refers to. It refers to the vocal tract size. If you modify your vocal tract to be a lot bigger, you get a much more darker, boomier, much lower sounding voice, which sounds more masculine leaning, even at a really high pitch. And if you make that space really small, you get a really bright voice because you reduce the space and it creates, well, rather it emphasizes the higher frequencies a lot more. But this is not all that we have to talk about, because eventually what matters most is what we do with our voice in regards to the dimorphism that comes to the gendered perception of voice. And meet our friend or enemy, testosterone. Testosterone does many things during puberty to our bodies. Namely, it will grow body hair whatsoever, but it will also like do a few things to your voice. So these things are as follow. If testosterone hits my voice, three things will happen. First, my larynx, so my voice box, will drop. Ow! Now that it has dropped, my voice sounds really dark and hollow. The second thing that testosterone does to my voice is that the vocal folds, which vibrate really fast to produce this high pitch, start to become longer and start to vibrate a lot slower. And by vibrating a lot slower, they create a much deeper pitch. Now we have like a big size and a deep pitch. And the third thing that testosterone does is it will increase the muscle mass just like in the rest of our body. And so as it does so, we manage to get a much thicker, much buzzier sound. And this is how testosterone affects our voice and makes it sound masculine. And if you want to make your voice sound more feminine, you basically want to revert all of these three components. If you want to make your voice masculine, you have to mimic, or you're going to want to mimic the effects of testosterone on someone's voice. So yeah, of course, there might be some physical limitations, but you will be surprised by how much you can do just by changing the behavior of your voice. And my aim here today is to give you all the tools that you can use to behaviorally change your voice and make it sound as close, if not sound like the goal voice that you have in mind. Now, with that being said, normally what I would do is do a little warm up here all together. Like I kind of do a sound and you mimic after me, but we are a little bit short on time due to the delay. So we'll skip over this today. However, I do heavily encourage that you do these on your own, no matter what happens. Warm-ups are not optional to voice work. So yeah. All right. So these warm-ups can be anything from like just holding an O sound and going like, ooh, 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 like doing scales or doing like a slide. Ooh. Anything that doesn't solicit your voice too much, in a way to kind of warm out the vocal folds so that the blood flow can apport and provide the water to hydrate the vocal folds and the nutrients and so on and so forth. All right, with that being said, let's move on to the next part of the workshop. Usually what I tend to do in these workshops is I get two people up on stage who want to make their voices sound more masculine and two people up on stage who want to sound more feminine. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to start with fem voice today. So if you want to make your voice sound more feminine, please raise your hand or jump in place or use the hand emoji. All right. All right, we got here Your Gaming. You've not been on stage before, have you? Oh, nope. All right, come on stage. Everyone give a round of applause to Your Gaming. Woo!
Hello.
All right, hello there. Hi. All right, I am setting up a timer for you. Okay, so all good, all good. Are you in quite enough space for you to practice though? Because I heard some sounds on your mic.
Just the same format as me.
I'm afraid you're very laggy and there's a lot of background noise. It might not be the best for voice work. Do you have perhaps questions that I could answer? Or would you be able to like go to a quieter place to do this workshop?
Sure, I'll go to a quieter place.
All right. I also like hear your voice kind of stutter over time. So like, is there a way you could get like a better internet as well? Technical difficulties, y'all. It happens.
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's definitely quieter, but your voice is like stuttering, like this chopped up over time. I don't quite know why that is happening.
Right now.
Well, if it just keeps stuttering like this, it's gonna be really hard for me to like hear your voice and do much with it. I'm sorry. Maybe try to change the settings on vrchat of your microphone, but I don't know. Like make sure that noise suppression is turned off, that the mic activation threshold is all the way down to 0%, stuff like that.
It's better.
Not really, no. Am I the only person hearing this, or like in this case, not hearing you well, rather?
She's cutting out.
I hear it too.
Yeah, you're definitely cutting out. Okay. What I say you do is you get back into the audience. Try to see if you can fix it in the meantime, and maybe I'll be able to have you up on stage later, or you could type out a question in the voice training channel, and I'll do my best to answer it. Okay. All right. Things happen. All right. No worries. All right. See you later, maybe, hopefully. Okay, next on stage, let me reset the timer. All right. Funny day. Okay, so let's see who else wants to work on feminizing their voices. Jump in place, or raise your hand, or use the hand emoji. Oh. All right, I see someone over here. Electroslicer, yes? Yes? Have you already been on stage before?
I think I have one time a while back.
You have one time a while back? Okay. I mean, I don't see a lot of hands today, so all right, come up on stage. Come on. Everyone give a big round of applause to Electroslicer. Woo! All right, hello, hi. I'm not sure I recognize the username, so it might have been a while back. But hi, welcome. All right, let me set up a timer so I'll keep track of time because that's the thing I struggle with the most. Electroslicer, how's your voice been coming along since last time?
I mean, it's been a little while since I've actually tried to use my fem voice. It needs work still, but I did want some more pointers.
Right. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Um, already, I hear a lot of lightness. It's also quite high in pitch. It's very soft. It's really bright. I think it's very lovely. It's great. Why not use it just as is? You could try just to speak with it, or is that maybe too much to go for?
It's honestly still a work in progress, I think.
It's honestly still a work in progress, I think. I mean, for a work in progress, it sounds really good. Okay, glad to hear that you've quite improved in that front. Let's see, let's test it out with some sentences. Okay, I loaded a new slide. Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, then in that case, I'll ask you to try and read that first sentence in your current fan voice and just take your time, take it slow. If you ever feel your voice drop or if you need to reset, do take your time to reset. I am listening. Give it a try.
Hello. Good morning. How are you?
Great. Hello. Good morning. How are you? You. My only nitpick is the you there at the end sounded a little bit thick. How are
I did hear it a
you?
little bit.
You heard it too. You want to try another crack at this?
Mhm. Hello. Good morning. How are you?
That sounds great to me. Hello, good morning. How are you? Even more intonated. Hello, good morning. Morning. That's beautiful. Well intonated, very even vocal fold mass all across the board. That's very good. All right. Good catch on the first one. Let's see. Try the next sentence.
I have a cup of coffee, please.
Okay, I'll have a cup of coffee, please. Now this one sounds very good. However, I hear that there might be a little bit of tension. Did that sound feel a bit tense? It's very slightly raspy. I'll have a cup of coffee, please. Or it was a
I
lot
think it's because I
more.
just cleared my throat.
So it's very circumstantial, right? It's not like an occurrence that's all across your voice at all times. Okay, then if it was just a fluke, try it once more.
I'll have a cup of coffee. Cup of coffee, please.
A cup of coffee. Yes, I will copy this cup and copy this cup and copy this cup. That's a lot of cups. Okay.
Hmm.
I'll have a cup of coffee, please. All right, that sounded really good. But careful, it's a coffee, not copy. Uh, close enough. All right, very good. Try the same way the next sentence.
I forgot to take my hormones.
Beautiful. Ugh, I forget to take my hormones. I hear like a lot of exhale, kind of like, ugh, I forgot to take my hormones. You know, like you're annoyed at this, you know? Which I wonder, like, was it like part of the bit for you? Or would you say that hearing that breath, you know, kind of like exiting here, like, I've got to take my hormones, exiting your mouth, kind of like, I would say it's unbridled. Like, it wasn't like, you know, I'm just asking here. Would you say
Well,
that you were kind of holding back your breath and you were like I'm saying the sentence, but I really want to breathe out, or is it more like as part of the
part of the
mood?
sentence. Part of the
Gotcha,
mood.
gotcha, gotcha.
Hmm.
That's really good. So like I want to make sure of that because some people kind of use the vocal folds kind of like valve and close off, you know, the passageway to like, well, to the airflow. Because if you think about it, right, I'm going to go back real quick to the PSF model here. So if you look at this, right, like you use air, it moves up here, it sets the vocal folds in motion, and then it exits. But how do we even breathe in the first place? Well, there's a hidden muscle here called the diaphragm. And the diaphragm basically pulls down, which fills up the lungs, and then goes back up and compresses the lungs, and that's how we exhale, right? Some people don't really involve the diaphragm in their breathing. Generally speaking, for most people, we tend to do this. Also, you might have heard the term diaphragmatic breathing before, but the diaphragm is not the only thing that's responsible. Like some of your ab muscles, some of your lower back muscles, some of your chest muscles as well, and some of your like upper high back muscles. Um, are all responsible for like helping this whole like breathing cycle. So it's not just the diaphragm, although the diaphragm is definitely like a big actor in that breathing pattern. And for example, I know this from experience because I was very lazy with my breathing. And so basically what I did is just I would breathe in, and then whenever I had to speak, I would just kind of like close off my vocal folds, like, and then I would like speak whenever, like I would like only relax the vocal folds and then like speak and then close them again. You know, I would kind of like speak like this. It's not necessarily the occurrence for most people, but if you ever notice that you struggle a lot with like a vocal fold mass, which is not your case, by the way, but if you ever struggle with like having too thick of a sound, or like it sounds like you're kind of holding back air, maybe that's something that you want to be looking into and relearning how to breathe using the muscles rather than using the vocal folds as a valve, right? Not the case in your voice. I just wanted to point it out because I thought it was quite important to mention.
The only time I've
Okay,
ever done that is
yeah,
typically when I've tried to do impressions.
interesting. Like kind of like the like holding back the air and like kind of go for like a heavier voice, or like,
Yeah, more of like a raspy kind of.
huh,
So it kind of sounds like a smoker's voice because of a character
yeah,
I saw on an anime. So I tried
yeah,
to
yeah,
imitate.
yeah.
Do
Do
it
you
pretty
hear
good, but
yourself? Do you hear yourself? Just like a character that I'm mimicking on an anime. It's super good. Like you're so fluent with this already. I don't know. I would say all you need is confidence and stability. Like, you know, maybe polishing out the things like "How are you?" and polishing out. Well, the throat clears. You can't really do much about it. Well, actually, you can. Just I would mention, you know, as you noticed, the fur clear kind of messed up the vibration of your vocal folds when you said I'll have a cup of coffee, right? It was kind of like, I'll have a cup of
yeah,
coffee, please. Are throat clears a really common occurrence in your voice, or not so much?
not normally. Um,
Okay.
I actually am a bit of a vapor, so
Oh
yeah.
God. Oh no.
Yeah,
Not the
I
e-liquid
know.
on the vocal folds. I don't know how good that is for you.
That's not
um,
good at all.
Not good at all. Okay, you know, I'm guilty of that. I was a smoker during my early transition years, so I mean, uh, not the greatest example in that front. I no longer smoke though, however, but uh, you know, I wouldn't. It's not the end of the world. It's probably less worse than nicotine, but I don't know how the effects are on the voice. Okay, so if we know the source, it's all good. Anyways, do you want to maybe try to finish the paragraph like this, and then we'll wrap up? All right. Are you really sure about that? Try it out.
Are you really sure about that?
Sounds great. Are you really sure about that? Maybe a little bit breathy on the end. About that. Let's close the vocal folds a bit more. About that.
Are you really sure about that?
Good. Next sentence.
I think I have a craving for pickles.
Beautiful. Awesome. Next sentence.
I totally agree with that.
Of course you do. I totally agree with that. Nice. Next sentence.
No, that can't be. Oh, sorry, I forgot about the right.
It's okay. No worries. Try it again. Take your time.
No, that can't be right.
All right. Very good. No, that can be right. Maybe the no was like a little bit on the hollower side. You kind of went into the no, kind of like finishing the law, so it kind of was all right. All right. Next sentence and last sentence.
Okay. Blaha is my favorite shark.
Nice. Blaha is my favorite shark. Actually, technically, puts on nerd glasses. It's the Blaha. But that was close enough. You didn't say the Blowhaj, so you did well. All right. Very good. Electroslicer, you killed it. Yeah, just start
Thank
using your
you.
voice. Maybe try to cut down if the vape, if that is a possibility. If not, be sure to keep yourself very hydrated at all times. Might I suggest, if you end up having to clear your throat often because of vaping, try instead to just phonate. So instead of like going for because disengage the false vocal folds and it kind of makes your voice more tense, you've heard it in "I'll have a cup of coffee, please." You can do two things: either the softies, so just like a gentle vibration through a more controlled space, or you can do a huff cough. It kind of sounds like this. It's kind of like quickly like forcing the diaphragm to push on your lungs and putting the vocal folds into place. So it's kind of like a cough, but through like a burst of air, kind of like you got hit in the guts, but a bit gentler than that. So yeah,
Yeah, I did
huff
notice. I
coughing.
just tried it.
Yeah. All right, very good. So that's another option. I know it doesn't sound as socially acceptable to do like a than it is to do a right, but you know, it is what it is. All right. You did really well. Electroslicer, you did great. Keep up the good work. Everyone give a big round of applause to Electroslicer. Woo!
Thank you.
All right, that was great. Okay, so next up, I'll have up on stage someone who wants to work on making their voices more masculine. If you want to make your voice more masculine, please jump in place, raise your hand, or use the hand emoji. All right, anyone who wants to make their voices more masculine, going once, going twice. Oh, wait. Clover. Yes, yes. You? Have you already been on stage before?
No, never.
All right, come on stage. Come on, come on. Everyone give a big round of applause to Clover Circus. Woo! Oh God, is this sense but like realistic? Like I'm gonna have a bad time. Oh God, okay.
No, it's
I wasn't sure, so like it's horror tale. Okay, does he sound like different too? Like I don't know, like cool.
Do not get me started. I'm autistic.
No, that's let's go. I start the timer now. All right, Clover, welcome here on the workshop. Very beautiful pronouns. Portal 2 is a great choice of
I
pronouns.
love Portal.
I dig that. Me too. All right, so let's see. So, all right, first time in one of these workshops, or you've been around before?
Yeah, I've never been to one of these.
Oh, wow. Well, welcome. Are you familiar with the concepts of vocal tract size, of pitch? Pitch is probably easy enough. Like it's just pitch, like musical notes. What about vocal fold mass? Whether having like really light vocal fold mass or having like really thick vocal folds that make your voice sound a lot buzzier.
Unfortunately, nobody has ever, like, I guess, tutored me ever.
All right. Well, this is your time now. So first and foremost, I I don't know. I think you kind of came late, so I don't know if you caught my whole speech on what we kind of want to do when we want to masculinize their voice. So the main thing we want to do is mimic the effects of testosterone, right?
Yeah,
But how do we
I
do
heard like a
this?
little bit.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So the things we want to do is basically achieve a darker sound. By darker, it's kind of like literally making your body bigger so that the lower frequencies of your voice come out more. Okay, so to do this, we will drop the larynx, the Adam's apple, and I know it's called the Adam's apple, but technically anyone has one. It might be more or less prominent. So can you put your hand on your neck gently and kind of like try to find that ball on your neck? That ball here you feel is the cartilage of the larynx. Can you feel it?
Yeah, it's pretty, I guess, prominent.
Okay, good. That makes it more helpful for us. And in that case, you might notice that when you speak, it kind of like jitters a little bit, it moves up and down. That's entirely
Yeah.
normal. But we actually can change that position by using whispers. So what I want you to do is to give me a whisper on the word pat that cat, something like this.
Sorry?
Fat. Yeah, pat that cat, not pat fat
Oh.
cat. I know some people hear fat, that, fat, the th sound. So pat that cat, like pat that cat. Try it out.
Pet that cat.
Exactly, more like that last part here. That cat. Very good. Now I want you to just say the word pat.
Cat.
Pat, pat, pat.
Pat, pat.
Good. Now keep your hand there on your neck, on your Adam's apple, and I want you to say pat, but we're going to make it go darker and darker. So basically, pat, 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 pat. Let's make it really dark and deep. Try it out.
How?
Well, think about it like singing. Instead of going da 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 da, you go pa 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 pa. Right?
I'm a little lost, but I'll try.
Try it out anyways.
Pat, 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 pat.
Yeah, you're doing it. Pa 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 pa. It's not like a wide range, of course. Like I have a lot more range because testosterone did affect me, so I can go from like a really small pat to really big and dark. Pat, right. And you don't need to go that dark per se, but the darker you can go, and notice I say the word dark, not the word low, because I try to use the words high and low for a pitch, right? Which is the vibration rate of the vocal folds. But when you whisper, there is no vibration of the vocal folds. So why do we hear a change? Pat, 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 or pat, pat, pat. Well, that change is because we literally changed the size of our vocal tract. Now, as you did the pat, 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 did you feel that your Adam's apple was moving a little bit?
Only a little.
Did it move down, perhaps?
I'm gonna need to try it again, but
That's the whole point of the practice. Back on your neck. What I like to do is I have like my index finger underneath my chin and the pinky finger like on my collarbone. So I can have like my hand like kind of working as a scale, if you will. I'm like, oh, right now it's underneath my index and it goes pa, 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 pa. Like now it's underneath like my fourth finger. Pa, 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 pa. Well, I can't get to my fifth because the larynx can't really descend into the collarbone, but you get the idea. Oh. All right, try it another time. Pa, 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 pa. Yeah, you got it. Hell yeah. That was even better than the first
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
I
you
did
felt
feel
it.
it go lower.
Awesome. And as it goes lower, what happens physically? You literally make the tube of your neck a lot bigger. And as you do this, you hear the whisper goes pa, 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 a lot darker. Now your goal will be, can you speak whilst keeping this really big size? Because it will create this much darker sound. So what I like you to do is to find that dark pad again. Pa, 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 pa. And then we're going to go back to making your vocal folds vibrate. So it's going to go pa, pat that cat. Try that.
No.
No, I mean yes.
Sorry.
Nah, it's okay. I know.
Okay,
It's
sure.
okay.
I'll try it.
I know. It can be a little bit daunting, but it just sounds.
Something like that?
Yeah. Pat, can you try and keep it? So let's go for like a different sentence here. Pat that cat. Let's just try to say pat that cat. As low as you can in pitch, as dark as you can with the lowest larynx possible. Pat that cat.
That cat.
Yes. Okay, that's already very good. And can you try and keep that sound up here and try to read the sentence? Pat that cat. That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
Need glasses.
Oh no.
It's fine.
Is it too
That
small?
mad Brad sat on that flat mat.
Okay, good. So that mad brat sat on a flat mat. So it's very definitely like low in pitch. By the way, your pitch is quite low for someone who hasn't had testosterone. Maybe you did have testosterone. I don't know.
No.
But I assume you probably didn't. Dad, mad, brat, son, flat, mat. So already quite a great range. But you might have noticed you sound quite buzzy. Dad, mad, brat, son, flat, mat. That's really good. However, you like that, like you notice, like if you go like and say, I know, right? Like you're a lot softer. And like here are the lower pitches, you're like a lot buzzier. So you're gonna have that extra texture. It's kind of expected, right? To have more texture in a masc voice. So that's a good thing. However, I want to hear a little bit more darkness. So chances are is that when you jumped into that sentence, you might have like reverted a little bit to a higher position of the larynx, a smaller vocal tract. So here, I want you to try to say that mad brat in a whisper. So that's mad brat. Very bright first.
That mad Brad.
Let's try to go as dark as possible.
That mad brat.
That mad Brad.
Yeah, and now
I can't.
it's all right. It's all right. It's okay. So the steps here are whisper.
My voice just like cracks and goes back up.
I know. It takes some time to know how to do this. So this here is what I call the bridging. It's going from a whisper into a breathy sound between the whisper and the full voice, right? So right? So we want to slowly close the vocal folds back in so that we hear the whispers darkness in there. So if you hear this, you heard the go smaller and brighter, and you know you lost the darkness there. So these are just the tools for you to practice, and this is just the first time you do this. So yeah, no worries. It does take some time to like play around with this, but I'm sure that with some practice on your own, you'll be able to do something kind of crazy. Already, you can change the brightness of your voice to go really dark. That's really good. Your pitch goes as low as D3 or D sharp 3, and maybe it goes even lower in pitch. So I don't know what your pitch range is or if you're familiar with it, but do try to become familiar with it and try to go for as low as you comfortably can go. And now it's just a matter of getting all those things together, getting that dark position, that low position of the larynx, and that lowest pitch, and just trying to keep it down there. And then you got your masc voice. So just keep working at it.
I don't mean to like bring this away from it or anything, but do you do like classes or anything?
If I do classes, I mean like lessons,
one-on-one. Yeah.
Yes, I do. If you want to know about like my pricing and stuff and like scheduling, you can hit me up on Discord if you want.
Yeah.
Sure. Like
We'll try to find
you can find me on Discord. Just like savvy_sav, like all lowercase. Okay. Yeah. I'll let you know about it again after the workshop if you want.
Thanks.
All right. That was a really good first step. Good job, Clover. All right, I'll
Thank
see you
you.
around and see you later. Everyone give a big round of applause to
Bye-bye.
Clover. You did great. Bye. Woo! Good job, Clover. Okay, now let's see. Let's have someone else who wants to learn to feminize their voices. So if you want to make your voice more feminine, please jump in place or raise your hand. All right. Did the person up there jump? I mean, I don't generally look up there. Siri, do you want to feminize your voice up there? You're really far. Can you get closer? Oh God, have you already been on stage before?
Well, this one, particularly, no.
All right, first time on stage then.
Well, yeah, I've been to the classes on Discord like 8 months
All
ago,
right.
but
All right, well then, you will be on stage when you're already here. Everyone give a big round of applause to Siri. Woo! Okay, that was interesting. I don't know, I just was looking up there like, you're jumping. Okay, so, all right, let me start a timer. Let's go. 5 minutes starting from now. All right, Siri, hi, welcome. So you've been on the classes before, yes? Not this one before, you said the Discord ones. So Discords are probably run by Jessa. Probably that's the one you were having some work done with your voice with before, right?
yeah, but I kind of stopped because of motivational issues, so I've been mostly just passively voice training by hanging around here.
Right, that's very good too. All right, I already hear a lot of feminization in your voice, so how about you let me know what you're looking for directly? Like, you're familiar with the terminology of brightness, darkness, you're familiar with the terminology of thick vocal folds mass, of thin vocal fold mass. So where would you say your voice needs to go?
Well, I would say that my pitch is fine. I would say it's fine, but a lot of people have told me that I sound kind of annoying, and I would like to a little bit change that, I guess. That I sound kind of nerdy too, and I'm bound to
Okay.
agree with that.
Okay, so, people say I kind of sound like annoying, and maybe like a little bit nerdy too. So this is interesting. Annoying can be different things. Annoying can be like having a voice that's too monotonous. Like even if I'm like really high in pitch and have everything fem, like every like if my vocal tract is really small and my pitch is really high and my voice is really soft. If I just speak monotonously like this, like, hey, what's up, Siri? Like, how are you doing? How's life been? Oh, cool. So glad to hear about this. Like, of course it's going to sound annoying after a while because my pitch range is super narrow. It's like very monotonous. Like, it moves a little bit up and down, but like it mostly stays like a straight line of pitch. So, you know, it's kind of like only one frequency, and your ear is like, oh God, this is only one frequency. I want to hear a little bit more variety, like moving up and down in pitch, right? So maybe that could be the part of the annoying part, but you also mentioned the nerdy part. And this is the thing I think that we might want to work on the most. And so the nerdy part, first of all, I love nerds. So like, you know, actually, you know, but so what makes a nerdy voice nerdy? Most people will say, well, a nerdy voice is nasal. I mean, like they're hyper focused on their field of what they love and know, and so they kind of like ditch the voice to get the information across first. So it's like, okay, so like this really important thing, like that mad vrchat and that flat mat, and oh, did you hear that the crowbar opened this up high car? No. So people say it's nasal, so it could very much go through the nose, yes. But generally, what we hear is actually a form of buzziness. The voice is too bright, or not too bright, but at least it is buzzy. And buzziness, it's a bit difficult because it's a combination of a very small vocal tract size with vocal folds that are just too thick, right? Problem. We actually want the smaller vocal tract size when we want to make our voices more feminine. So you know, making your vocal tract like bigger again will just make your voice lean more masculine or more androgynous. So our goal would be to actually soften up your voice by reducing the vocal fold mass present in the vocal folds. And this will go a long way to remove the nerdiness in your voice. I mean, of course, you still can have like your topics of interest, but we try to smoothen it out. So how do we do this? I'm gonna try and see and I want to hear from you rather. An attempt at the very first sentence. Can you try and just read that sentence? That mad brat sat on that flat mat in your current voice?
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
Okay, so just right here. That mad brat sat on a flat mat. It's not consistently buzzy, but it's mostly buzzy. So here, that mad brat sat on that flat mat. We're gonna try to make it softer. So what I want you to do is to give me a sound, the quietest sound you can make. Not even that mad brat, that's too loud. Not even that mad brat, that's too loud. I want to hear something like, oh, that mad brat. Something that isn't a whisper, but that is still super, super quiet. Basically, produce a sound with the least amount of air possible. Like, go super soft and gentle. Try it out.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
That's very good. So we're already here. Oh, that mad brat sat on that flat mat. Du, 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 du. Okay, very good. Now let's bring that pitch up again. Let's try this. Da, 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 da. Match my pitch here. Over here.
I cannot do the highest
The
fan pitches,
scales?
but I'm okay with that.
You don't need to go super high. Just try to mimic after me. So I'm here. You're here. Slightly higher. Okay, you're here now. All right, from here, keep that same pitch and try to say, that mad brat sat on that flat mat.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
The one problem we have here is that we're not keeping the pitch consistent. That mad brat sat on that flat mat. Da 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 da. That mad brat sat on that flat mat. So if we can't hit the same pitch consistently, that does make things a bit more tricky. Okay. All right, I guess we'll just have to work like this. That mad brat sat on that flat mat. I guess also I should ask, like, are higher pitches or lower pitches like your preference for the voice you want to achieve on the long run?
I'm mostly indifferent, but I would not, well, if I had to choose between the two, I would choose the lower pitches.
Okay, choose a lower pitches, lower. Careful here, because as you said, lower. Your voice also got like bigger, so you want to lower. You also want to like go brighter at these low pitches. All right, then let's try this. This is where we struggle the most because you can't exactly, or you're not exactly mimicking the right pitches, but we'll have to try it anyways. So, okay, just give me any pitch whatsoever. Just hold like an ah sound, like okay. This is an E3. Okay, very good. So I want you to say. All right, from here. All right, let's say just pat that cat.
Pat that cat.
So here already you hear pat that cat. That buzziness creeping back in. Listen to how I do it. Pat that cat. Think of your voice as, well, first of all, sound is like a mechanical wave that compresses the air around you. But like it's also air exiting your mouth alongside the sound. So think about it this way. If I do pat that cat, it's a lot of air all at once. If I make it softer, pat that cat, the airflow is a lot slower and allows me to do a much softer voice. Try to do the same thing as we did before, where we make your voice really, really, really quiet.
Cat.
Yes, already, just like that. That's already sounds magnitudes better. Da 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 da. And we're still on E3, right? So night and day. Pat that cat and pat that, cat. As long as you remember to go a little bit softer, and of course you don't need to go crazy soft like I do. I only go so soft to kind of like show you like the big difference. There's a wide variety of vocal fold masks you can have, from pat that cat to 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 pat that cat. Right? So like there's a wide range of how much vocal fold mask can push in. In your case, you actually lean on the thicker side of things, right? You push a lot of air and your vocal folds deal with that extra air. So it kind of like goes thicker around that airflow and kind of like, hold it back. If you reduce the amount of air, it becomes a lot easier to go softer. So from here, pat that cat again.
So I just don't breathe as much while talking, basically.
Pretty much. It's one of the main things. Like it will make your voice a lot softer. Pat that cat. And it's not like the main rule, because not breathing air out as much is the first step to learning how to thin out the vocal folds. Eventually you're gonna want to go from pat that cat to pat that cat to maybe pat that cat. But does it get like buzzy, like pat that cat? Not really. So I'm just learning to close the vocal folds, but keep them thin, and then bring air back in without forcing the muscle mass to increase again. This is the main issue when it comes to voice training. For some of us, we have spoken with a masc voice that has a lot of vocal fold mass by default, right? Like lower pitches tend to trigger the heavier vocal fold mass, right? But, like if we learn how to soften it, like even your masc voice can become a lot softer as a result, right? And so it's a matter of like relearning and retraining your voice. So let's just go back to the sentence up here. And I want you to try, oh, that mad brat sat on that flat mat.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat. And I'm
Very
doing
good.
it again.
Oh, well, actually you did that mad brat sat on that flat mat. So it was more a matter of like, it happened on one word, brat. When you do a B sound, you build up air in your mouth. And so as you build up that air, you might have re-triggered that extra air coming out. That mad brat sat on that flat mat. But the rest was always good. And yeah, you're right. Your voice after that kind of came back into the heavier part. But that was always a really good attempt. So now try to modify it so it moves a little bit up in pitch. So that mad brat sat on that flat mat. Just take your time, go slow. Try it out.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat?
The flat mat? Mat? Mat, I guess. That was really good.
Right?
I guess, right? Already your voice is a magnitude softer. No one would say that this is a nerdy voice. And also, if it's a nerdy voice, it doesn't matter. Nerds sound fine, don't worry.
Yes, but I want to have control over it. That's the thing.
I know. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, for now, when you do this in a controlled environment, sentence by sentence, it's easy. But as soon as you say, but I want to have it like in a controlled like way all the time, it's harder because you first have to say, I want to have control over it all the time. You kind of have to, catch yourself when your voice ends up like this and then say it again. It's a matter of like retraining your voice. You probably didn't immediately speak in a bright voice from the get-go, right? You probably didn't even go for high pitch from the get-go. It takes time. It takes like relearning your voice, and it takes, taking the time to slowly but surely habitualize your brain to that new voice and that new posture, that softer sound, etc., etc. Okay? But that is a really good first step. you're also not starting from nowhere. Like you already like got the brightness, no problem. I would say you also sometimes drop in pitch, and that drop in pitch kind of drops your brightness to something a lot darker. But yeah, if you just keep that in mind, to watch out for the lower pitches, and to watch out for the buzziness that creeps back in, and just like try to just speak more softly. Also, try to speak slower. Speaking slower allows you to focus on the vowel sounds. That, mad. It's mostly on the vowels that you will hear the that, mad, right? Because they're the sounds where the vocal folds vibrate. And in which case you kind of get that heavy sound there. Okay? So just try to work on making your voice softer. At first, reduce the airflow. Once you're comfortable with the softer voice, you can slowly bring it louder again. And yeah, that's pretty much it, Siri. All good on your end?
Yeah, sure.
All right. That was really good. Everyone give a big round of applause to Siri the Fox. You did great. Woo! All right. Best of luck with your voice work. Oh, what a beautiful curtsy. All right. And we are almost at the end of the workshop. So let's see. All right. On your gaming before, have you been able to figure out your mic issues? It still cuts up. Yeah, I'm sorry. Do you have access to the Discord server, like on the VR Trans Academy? It's really hard to hear you. You can ask questions in the Twitch chat, or yeah, in this chat here too. That works too. Okay, so I'll do one last person, and you do have. Oh, you do have. I don't know. I'm gonna have one last person on stage. Someone who wants to make their voices more masculine or androgynous, because I have not seen a lot of masc voice hands today. So if you want to make your voice sound more masculine or androgynous, raise your hand or jump in place. All right. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. All right, I see no one. All right, so then it will be an extra femme voice person. If you want to make your voice feminine, raise your hand, jump in place, or use the hand emoji. All right. Who wants to make their voices sound more feminine? Well, we do have Ogre here, but like the mic doesn't work. Or I guess we could just wrap it up because we are on time. So I guess that's what I will be doing today. All right. So then, everyone, thank you for filling through this workshop. I will now take some questions from the Twitch stream or from the Discord. So, Ogre, if you have some questions for voice, please write them down in the Discord so 1B or Rory can read them. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so do we have questions already that I can answer?
My microphone work? Hello.
Yes, your microphone work. Hello. Yes.
Okay, all right. So this is a question from Sora on the Discord. Some days I can't achieve a voice as close to my goal as other days. For reference, I'm practicing feminizing my voice. Any advice for working through it?
Okay, so first of all, we have to know that the voice is not super consistent. Like, just like with our biology, sometimes you have pimples, sometimes your back feels sore, sometimes you feel sleepy and drowsy, sometimes your voice is raspy, sometimes you're sick. Like, life is full of events, good or bad, and so when it comes to voice, it can sometimes happen that it's harder to hit your voice some days. I mean, like, for me, it's the same thing. Like, I don't have like a super consistent voice all the time. Like, I mean, like, I don't end up, you know, waking up like this and then having to move up to fem voice. Like, this is a standard that's pretty normal to my voice, and my behavior has kind of like adopted that new voice that I now use. But sometimes my voice might like be a little bit rougher. Like, sometimes I have like a lot more creak. My vocal fold like might refuse to like do more efficient vibration. Sometimes I'll have a really good voice day, and using my voice at higher pitches will be a lot easier than other days. So I might have to do more or less warm up. But in your case, you want to achieve a more consistent goal voice. In your case, voice feminization. Don't ask too much out of your body. Like, it takes time. I don't know how long you've been doing this practice. Like, it depends a lot. Also, like, if you've done this for like a few weeks, a few months, a few years, it really changes in terms of like what kind of experience you've been able to have with your voice. But the general thing I would advise you to do is do not speak when you wake up. Drink water. Do not speak for like 10 to 15 minutes. As another thing, like, you can like kind of keep the water under your tongue for a little bit, because it will like penetrate a bit easier in your system through the mucus of the tongue into your voice faster that way. But 10 to 15 minutes before doing anything with your voice, then do some of the warm-ups, like or like using a straw in the water and doing like similar sounds. The goal, do soft sounds to warm up your voice, wake up those vocal folds, which will provide the hydration they need, which will provide the nutrition they need. And so this will help you get into the things that will make your voice sound like your usual voice. You know, like, set all your chances on your side. So then you can, like, of course, do the exercises that bring your voice to a more feminine place. So like trying to go for higher pitches, trying to speak maybe monotonously, then trying to like extend to more pitches, and of course using like the whisper exercises, like pot pot pat pat pat, to achieve a smaller vocal tract size. And if you do all these things, you should be able to find your voice no problem. So yeah, I hope that helps you out. All right. Do you have other questions from Discord or Twitch?
No more Discord for now.
Okay. I thought I would have the question from Oyer here. But okay. I guess maybe you can like ask the question in vrchat directly, like just like you said. I do have Discord. Maybe like just type out the question, and I'll be answering that. Okay, I'll take one question from the audience, and I will also take your question. So if you have a question, please move closer to the stage, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. Don't be shy. I don't bite, promise. That's not a thing bunnies do, right? They don't bite people. All right.
Also, Savvy,
Yeah.
Sora says
What's up?
thank you.
Oh, thank you, Sora. You're welcome. Hope that helps out. All right, we got no questions. Everyone is super voice savvy. I'm so glad. Oh, maybe here. Mythos Tropic. Come closer to the stage. Yes.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
So I was curious. I tend that my voice has a lot of vocal creak or vocal fry in it. It's kind of just something I've adopted over the years. And I was curious what the connection between like softness and vocal fry was, because like vocal fry I don't think is like super gendered one way or another, but it's something I've struggled to like have control with, because it tends to like creep back into my voice just naturally since I've been doing it for so long.
Okay, so actually the creak or vocal fry, however you want to call it, is not a particularly gendered sound. I mean, some people have said that it's a masculine sound, because apparently, like, if you go
and like use a masc voice and like kind of go for like the lower pitches, you know, like it sounds more masculine.
But that's not really a thing, to be honest. Like, it's more like a social constructed thing, if anything. I don't know if you followed this, but like the Valley Girl voice, like the oh my gosh, you know, like uses a lot of that kind of fry at like the lower pitches. It's not gendered, but actually there was like a big media thing of like, oh my god, the girls are starting to speak like men. Oh, how uncouth, how disgusting. And like it's been like a very stupid political debate of like, well, it's just, oh god, a femme voice that has variety in it. Oh no. It's like creak is not the end of the world in voice. Don't you worry. It's hardly a gendered thing. People are trying to make it into a gendered thing, but it's more like the consensus of what people like to think is a femme voice or what is a masc voice. But if there is a link with softness, yeah, there is one. Because if you do creak, like a really soft voice, like, okay, like if I do a really soft voice and my vocal folds are properly closed, right, like this, if I start providing less air to it, now my vocal folds start to creak. They start to fry because they're closed, but there's not enough air to set them entirely in motion. So only like a little bit of air passes through, like little bubbles of air that form in between the vocal folds. So in a sense, creak is one of the sounds that is really relaxed. I actually recommend people use creak if they ever need to recover their voices or if they want to find softness in the first place, because creak is it's really hard to do with thick vocal folds. I mean, in a sense, you could have like a thick creak, like, but like that's kind of hard to do. And most of the time, people will tend to have this more of a pressed phonation, because even if your vocals are really thick and heavy, you have to push a lot of air. So to get any sound out. So generally, creak is mostly safely a pretty soft sound. I wouldn't say you need to cold it from your voice. It should, however, be a stylistic choice. If you don't like having it, if you want to have control over it, you can. And my main thing would be to say, push a little bit more air so that the vocal folds eventually go from vibrate with a full motion, right? And that should be fine. Do not push so much air that you eventually go from to a breathy sound, of course, but you know, things measured. So yeah, that's what I had to say about creak. Did I answer your question correctly?
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome, Mythostropic. All right, and with that, I'm going to wrap up the workshop. So everyone, I hope you had a blast. I hope you learned some new things with your voice. And Christmas is already over for those who partied during it. But the New Year's Eve is coming along the corner, and this has been yet another year for me at the Academy. And yeah, it's been a great year, seeing a lot of new faces, working with a lot of people. I hope that eventually I can move things around a little bit, that people eventually get to learn a little bit better, have better sources, because we know there's a lot of weird, scammy things online that you will have to be warned about and be careful with. So yeah, I hope that I can deliver some new information and some more sound work. And for those who cannot afford lessons either, like, I think this is a great opportunity. So yeah, thanks to the Academy for allowing me to do this. And yeah, thank you, of course, Rory. Thank you, 1B, and thank you, V, who's behind the cameras sometimes. Yeah, thank you for helping me run these at all. So I wish you all a wonderful New Year's Eve. I wish you all a wonderful transition and a wonderful transition into the year 2026. So yeah, it's been great. I'll be here already next year. I think it's the 3rd of January, or maybe like the 4th or 5th. I don't know. I didn't look at the calendar. It's also crazy to me. But yeah, I hope you enjoy your time here. These will keep happening. And yes. All right, I've spoken enough. So hey everyone, my name is Savvy. I teach voice feminization, voice masculinization. I teach voice acting, singing, and also I teach human beatboxing with sounds such as So if you want to learn any of this, you can hit me up on Discord at savvy_sav, just like my name here, but all in lowercase. Just send me a message. I'll let you know about pricing, lesson scheduling, and all that good stuff. Also, I have a Discord server. It's called Scientifically Augmented Voice. This is the funny logo here. And if you want to join that Discord server and access to some of my public lessons over there, or listen to all my past public lesson recordings on top of the Academy recordings, so like that's extra stuff for you to listen to for free, by the way. You can just like click on my bio here in VRChat and just click the link to my Discord server and join it. I'm sure there's something for you in there as well. All right. You all have a great rest of your year. And I'll see you all in the next year of 2026. Y'all take care of yourselves, and I'll see you around. Bye, everyone.